Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your host, the most famous YouTuber in the world that no one has ever heard of. On to the valves. I got a little valve tool here. Hopefully it'll work. What we do is we grab onto the bottom of the valve, compress the spring a little bit, find the pin, pull the pin out. Oh, come on. Can't see what I'm doing. Let's try that again. Where's the pin? There we go. Alright. Let's try it again. My tool's a little worn down. No, not long enough. Problem with this is it's worn a little bit here. It's bent a little bit here. It doesn't have the range it used to have, so I gotta come up with a shim. Alright, I was afraid of that. Whatever. Let's try again. With a little bit of a buffer. Are you serious? There it is. Here's our pin. I'm going to let this down and do the next one. And the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Feel right. We're stuck on. Magnetic pliers. Grip. Now all the valves should be free. So let's check them out. Doesn't appear to be too bad. Not terrible. This one was tight in the bore. We got a little bit of wobble. I'm not reusing these solely because they're a two-piece. When these were made, They made the stem, they made the valve, and then they shoved them together right there. And given their age, they have a reputation for popping off and destroying things. So I'm not going to use them. I'm going to clean them up though, because I hate dirty parts. A little bit of wear, not bad though. Yep, we're going to re-rim them. We're going oversized. I didn't want to. That's the crap that was in here, sticking it up on the way out. That one was really loose. That's terrible. That one's all loose too. Yep, first three are really bad. Okay, so there's the pins. The only thing we've got left now are the springs. And the little keeper plates. So there's a number of ways you can do this. I like to just pull them out. Seriously? God. I have new springs that I'll probably use anyway. As we've shifted from preservation to, that's what the keeper plate looks like. We've shifted from preservation to restoration. Fortunately, this engine was not as remarkable as I was led to believe. It's still cool though. Definitely cool. See, the springs are all different heights too. One's a little shorter. We'll put new springs in it. Okay. There's three different heights right there. Well, it's the same as that one. Oh no! Earthquake. Wow, look at the difference between those two. That's crazy. Well, there's valves. It's going to need a serious cleaning. And dirt on the outside too. Okay, so there's the valves. The valve springs, the retaining parts. So the next thing we need to do is get the camshaft out and check that out. Then we will be completely disassembled. So to take the camshaft out, you are looking at 2 bolts. There's one in the middle and one at the front. There should also be 9/16. Right there. And if you take a look, there's a little dimple on the end there. That goes into the bearing. And those 2 bolts are the same. Well, with those out, the camshaft is now free. So I'm going to roll it over so you can see. Let's roll it over so you can see better. What's going on here? Give you a better view. Let's see if we can do it this way without dropping you on the floor. You know what? Let's do it this side. You get a much better view over here. Alright, there we go. Okay, in here you see the camshaft and you can see the lifters underneath. So to get the camshaft out, you can either pull it or push it. So to get the camshaft out, I am choosing to push it. Now that it's free, just give it a little roly-poly, wiggle that bearing through, and there's the camshaft with the bearings on it. These actually don't feel bad. This one's got dirt in it, so that's a bad sign. You want to take a look? Back up. Maybe I can get you more in frame here. Let's take a look. To free the shaft from the bearing, there's a little C-clip in here. If you're lucky, you can get to release, or you can just pry it apart. Okay. There's the C-clip. That's the clip that held it together. It's going in the sauce. Can reuse those. Let's check out this bearing. I'll show you both halves at the same time. This one's got dirt in it too. Okay, so this is the center bearing. Not looking too good. There's a lot of dirt got in there. So there's that. These are made by just out of in case you're curious, these are made in one piece. Okay, the cast iron part is made in one piece, and then they're broken open, and you can line up the casting defects like a puzzle to get it back to whole again. Okay, on to the front bearing. The rear bearing is bronze. Let's do that first. And it doesn't look like it's too terrible. we'll check it out when we get to that end. But another clip. Try not to stab yourself or pop apart. Here's the clip. Into the sauce. Here's the front bearing. There was a lot of dirt in this engine. A lot of dirt. What a shame. The best way I can think of to check the rear bearings, because it doesn't come out. Well, it does come out, but you gotta work at it a little bit. Just to put the shaft in there and just feel it. That's gonna have to get replaced. More disappointment. The lobes on the cam. The only way to check the cam really is to set up a dial indicator and check the lobes on the cam, but I'm looking at it and I see those same record grooves that I saw and everything else. I don't know. I don't think I want to put this back in the engine. No, there's rust on that one. I will probably, let's do that anyway. Let's mic it and see what the lift is after I clean my hands again. So what do you think? I'll leave it up to you. You want to keep going with this engine or you want to grab another one? Because I think the only thing I really want to save out of this is the transmission. And hopefully that isn't junk. I mean, it felt pretty good to me, but the sheer amount of sand that's in this thing, I'm starting to have my doubts. Okay, so let's get you a little further down so you can see what I'm doing. Linear micrometer. Okay, so we're going to take the base circle. How do I do this so you can see it? Can you see? No. Okay, we're going to grab this lobe here and we're going to take a reading off the base circle and we're going to tighten up the tool so we don't lose it when it comes off. That is 0.805. So we'll call it 0.8. Okay, and then we're going to reset our tool and we're going to measure the peak. That is 1.03. So 1 inch 30 thousandths. Minus 0.8. So that's 2. If I'm doing my math right, and I'll correct myself on the screen if I'm not, but that's 23 thousandths lift. Let's try another way. Let's reset the machine. Let's get our base circle again, our 0.8. Tighten it up. All right, 0.81, okay. And then we're going to reset it here. And we're going to measure the highest point. So our lift is 23, almost 24 thousandths, but 23 thousandths. So this cam is worn down 2 thousandths from its original size. Originally it was a 1/4 inch lift. Now we can do this on all the lobes. If we're going to reuse this, we do it on all the lobes and make sure they're all within the same ballpark. But at this point in time, I'm just going to set that camshaft aside and move on to the lifters. I could probably get that rust off, but it's probably through the hardened part of the cam. These are case hardened. So if I take that rust off, that's probably the hardened part right there. So if anyone wants to donate a camshaft, I'm all for it. Next and last on this engine are the lifters. This is what they look like. This one, well, let's be fair. Let's be fair. This one has rust on it. And it's got, I don't know, that was me. It looks pretty good on that end, actually. Try another one. Well, these are from the front too, so. Okay, see that one you can see where it was spinning like it's supposed to? That first one was not. A little bit of pitting. I have no intention of reusing these, if I could help it. I have a far better lifter in mind for this. All it takes is money, folks. All it takes is money. Okay, so our block is completely bare now. That's it. There's nothing left. We got our parts cleaned up. We got to clean the block. That's going to be fun. I might have to empty the parts washer and do it properly. So the questions here are, look at the dirt that was in this. I mean, that's, look at that. Is that coming through on camera? There are just, it looks like somebody poured sand in the engine. I mean, in the water jacket I could see, but, you know, scale rust and all that, but look at this. There is just chunks and chunks and chunks of sand and metal in here. Alright, so the next step is going to be me cleaning all this stuff. I've got some of it cleaned. Got some of it soaking. Here's the clutch again with the rings. That's from sand. So the questions I want answered by you, all two of you. Which way do you want me to go? I'm going to clean this up, at least that way if I need to move it, it'll be clean. We need a paint color. We need to, are we going to bore it? Am I going to spend $1,000 in a machine shop and have them bore it, deck it and all that? We're going to roll the dice. What do you want to do? Going with aluminum pistons, or we stand with the 50-50 cast iron assortment? Are we going with the starter or no starter? Are we going with new bearing caps? Or are we just going to make those work? Because I can. Not the right way to do it, but I can. So pretty much we need an influx of money at this point. The mag field coil needs to be cleaned. I still haven't completely figured out how I'm going to remove the grease from that without damaging it. I'm thinking diesel fuel might. We've got the transmission. We're going to take a closer look at that when we go to put it back together again and make sure that that is good and not destroyed like everything that was in front of it. So let me know what you think. What do you want me to do? This channel is all about passing on knowledge, so I got a broken cover. That was a surprise. So let me know. Put it in the comments. What do you want me to do? And I will see you in a week, I guess. I have to come up with something to work on, but we'll get there.